My name is Hugo Fitz. I run a company called Nautilus Roasting Co, and we are a specialty coffee company. We deal in specialty, high-end roasted coffee beans, as well as specializing in farmers market sales for brewed beverages, as well as bagged beans. So, the pandemic has definitely had an impact on how farmers markets are run and the way that we're able to interact with our customers. At this point, everyone is instructed to wear masks and gloves at all times. We're only allowed to have one customer at the table at a time. They're only allowed to have a certain number of participants in the market, both on the customer and vendor side, to keep socially distant. We have to take on a lot more health and safety guidelines and protocols in the way that we operate the business right now. So the way that we need to deal with customers at the table can be a little bit preventative to the normal way that you have a farmer's market where you're meeting the producers, you're meeting the farmers, you're meeting the bakers, the people that sell provisions there. You usually have great access to talk to them about where the food came from, how it was grown or produced, or get a real feel for how the business works, or where your food is coming from. That is not completely prevented, but it's certainly going to be impacted in the amount of talking you can do with people throughout the day when you can only have one person at the table at a time, when everyone has to wear a mask. So that's definitely an impact that we'll see this year. We've done one market so far this year. As the summer season is beginning, we actually found it to be a lot less restrictive than we really thought it would be. It seemed like it was going to be worse as far as not being able to interact with people as much as we wanted to. We were able to interact with the customers and more than we thought going into it. It was a pretty good situation where it's in a space that you can spread out a lot, keep people distant. We, from that, can anticipate a pretty good season. Open air markets are definitely something that I think is going to be something people look at this year. It's not your grocery store that you're going to stand in line for, where your food has gone from one farmer to a transportation company to a distribution company to someone else, and had 8, 10, 15 pairs of hands over it before it got to you. When you go to the farmer's market, you have a farmer, they picked a vegetable, they handed it to you at the market. That's a better chain of food custody than your traditional grocery store model, so I think that people are hopefully going to embrace that and see that as a safer way to get their food in this situation. But overall, it looks like people are starting to come out more and see these kind of open air markets and spaces as a place that they can safely go at this point. For my personal business, I am seeing opportunities from this pandemic where people aren't leaving their homes as much. They're not going to their local coffee shops. If they're commuters, they're not going into the city and getting their coffee on the way to the office. They're doing it at home. They're making coffee at home. They're learning how to make coffee at home because a lot of them never did. And that's a bit of an open door for me, whereas I have always had a component of my business that's an online store with mail order. It's getting me more customers that are making more coffee at home. So that's opening doors for me. I've additionally looked into and started to get involved in local home delivery for beans and for cold brew concentrate. And that's also been a new avenue that, was there before, but I didn't really go down that road because it didn't seem like it was going to be worthwhile. And in this current climate, it's definitely been worthwhile and something I've been able to take on and really expand my business a bit. So in the quarantine situation with with people commuting less, with people being home in their own communities more, I definitely think that it's helped local businesses within their own communities kind of meet each other, meet their customer base more in ways that weren't happening previously. There's been a lot of collaboration between small local businesses. We put together a vegan brunch delivery kit with 3 other small local businesses, and it was a huge success. Everybody, got to sell some food, and people got to stay home and get it delivered right to their door and enjoy it. There's been different small businesses getting together to do giveaways together and cross-promotional stuff, and it's definitely got everybody thinking on their toes, because there are absolutely challenges, huge challenges from this pandemic, but it's got people trying new things and thinking about new avenues to market themselves and different ways to cross-promote with other local businesses. And you see more small businesses that have these shared values coming together to get more involved locally and do things with each other that can help everybody. So what's next is, for this summer, we're expanding our presence at farmers markets locally here on Long Island. We've got we're able to create more opportunities for the people that do work for us to have more markets to work at. I'm training some people up to take on their own markets where I don't have to be present, so we can be at markets that I can't be at. So we're going to get busier with that. We're doing more of the home delivery type stuff, and bringing our products straight to people's homes so they don't have to leave. We're trying to get a little bit more involved in some retail, and keeping an eye out for a few opportunities that we are working on, one of which possibly being a retail space of our own. And then just any opportunity to work with other businesses who share our values and want to help move forward together. So this summer we're going to be at Safeville Farmers Market on Saturdays. We'll be at Babylon on Sundays. We'll be at Amityville on Saturdays. So this will be our first time where we're in 2 places at once with an expanded team. And we're speaking to a couple others to see what we can get involved in. We have a little more availability, and we're building our team up, so we're trying to get out there more and more.